Hey, so just before the main portion of the video starts, we want to talk about the update and what that brought to the game. So there's now a thing called the League, and the League is in Forbidden Woods, so we're going to go there. But that's essentially the 4th covenant of the game, so it gives you like the last 4th Carol rune thing.
So no, it gives you one of the last ones, because there's the milkweed and the
beast those ones.
Those aren't covenant runes, but they are Carol.
Yeah, so we're in Forbidden Woods, and we're going to talk to this guy called Valtor. Now, he didn't used to be here, but chances are by this point you'll know about him.
I think he's in every single version of the game now, because he came in with a patch. I don't know if you need to get the old hunters, but you should have the old hunters anyway, it's good.
Regardless though, you want to talk to Valtor and you want to join the League. Now, when you join the League, he'll give you the Impurity rune. Now, basically, when you're wearing that, it's a covenant-focused thing, and when you co-op with someone, and there's a member of the League in like the world, essentially.
You don't need to be wearing the Impurity rune for this, as long as there is a Confederate present by the end of the boss fight.
However, to make a point, we're unsure if you need to. You might not need to wear the rune, but as far as we're aware, you do need to be part of the League.
You do need to say that you've sworn allegiance to them.
Yeah,
I think.
As far as we're aware. If not, then we'll annotate on the screen. But when you do co-op with someone and there's a Confederate, i.e. a member of the League in the world, when you defeat the boss, you will gain a vermin. Now, basically the vermin is like the Sunlight Medal or the...
Yeah, it's the Sunlight Medal because it's a co-op covenant.
Yeah, so basically it's just you get it for successful co-op. Now, this is a co-op type thing. However, like in true Dark Souls style, they've allowed ways for you to gain vermin offline. Now, there's only 5 available, and it's all within the Old Hunter DLC.
Okay, so anyway, these red-eyed hunters will drop vermin.
Yeah, there's 3 of them. So there's this one guy here, and this is at the beginning of the Old Hunters DLC. And the Old Hunters will drop vermin, and there's 3 of them. Now, in the DLC, there's another 2 ways of getting vermin. Now, the other 2 ways of getting vermin is by summoning Valtor. Now, to summon Valtor, you need to be a Confederate.
Yeah.
So you need to be part of the League to summon Valtor for the League thing. However, we highly suggest that you just join the League and get the rune anyway, just to summon him. Especially if you're having trouble, because it does make the bosses that you summon him for a little bit easier. But anyway, because he is a Confederate himself, when you do a boss, like Ludwig here, with Valtor, you'll also gain a vermin. Now, you also gain a vermin if you summon him in for Lawrence as well. Okay, so now you have your 5 vermin. What you want to do is use the item to crush them, so it's like kind of like consuming them. But once you've crushed just the first vermin, right, you just go and talk to him, and then obviously we have to just reload the area there. But just go and talk to him, and he will give you the League Oath gesture and the League staff. So obviously, you know, the League Oath gesture is a gesture, but the League staff is essentially like a leaderboard. You just click on it, and it will just bring up like a leaderboard of basically the person that has crushed the most vermin.
Same as the Vile Blood register.
Yeah, just like that.
Apart from not hacked.
It's probably hacked.
Probably hacked.
Okay, so then once you've crushed the next 4 vermin...
5 total.
5 total, yep. You then actually need to reload the area. But once you reload the area, Valtor's helmet will essentially be there. Now, this helmet is identical to the one that you get when you kill him, but
it's a different title because it's passed down to you as opposed to you killing him for it.
Yeah, and it has like a little
thing.
Yeah, a little bit extra lore, as you'll see on screen. Right, so now that Valtor has went away by either means, either you kill him or you do his quest, you'll then have to fight this guy outside. He just comes up once he's went away, and this is one of the Medaris twins. Now, this guy's pretty cool, just an NPC, but it's what he drops is interesting. He drops the Medaris whistle. Now, this is a blood tinge hunter's tool, so it doesn't scale off arcane or work with arcane. You need 18 blood tinge to use it, and essentially it summons like a fucking snake where you are, like a giant snake head will come out the ground. And for some reason he just didn't use it when we're fighting him, but he can use it.
It goes snap, and then anybody inside it takes damage, including the player who used the Medaris whistle.
Yeah,
they take damage too, but
But it's a really cool item, so
it could be a fun trap.
Okay, so now you know how to do Valtor's quest, quote unquote. But if you kill him via whatever your means of killing him is, for here what we've done is we just let him drop off this. Now he actually killed us, but the issue is that you don't get his helmet even if you kill him. And I know it doesn't just automatically
destroyed.
You need to reload the area regardless to get the helmet, so it kind of worked out okay.
Oh, you got a blood drag for you, man, fucking vile blood.
But you get the helmet as soon as like you respawn. It just appears in your inventory, and then again once you've killed him, the Medaris guy will show up. Now, there is a cool little thing we want to talk about, is if you do his quest, now this doesn't work if you kill him, because if you kill him, you can't summon him.
Yeah.
But if you do his quest via getting 5 vermin without summoning Vaulter, so you can get like the 3 from the old Red-Eyed Hunters, but
and then go online for the remainder.
Yeah, so then you just do like 2 other co-op missions. You get like a cool little secret Easter egg sort of thing, where if you summon Vaulter, he actually becomes Vaulter the Beast Eater, and he doesn't have his helmet on because he's gave it to you. So that's kind of cool, but I mean it doesn't affect the gameplay like at all.
Nah, it's just a little thing that Vaulter does.
Yeah, but it's nice little details. But anyway, that's it for the League and Vaulter's shit. So
and on with part 1 of the guide.
Yeah, and we're going to show you how to do Vaulter's quest line organically through doing the DLC, so it means you don't really go out your way to like do anything in particular. Yeah. But yeah, just wanted to get this way out the way to begin with.
What's up, guys, and welcome to part 1 of the ultimate guide to the Bloodborne DLC, the Old Hunters.
Yeah, so I mean it's been a long time coming. And
just before we start, make sure you have Eye of a Blood Drunk Hunter, which you'll get from right here after you've beaten Vicar Amelia and you have you've interacted with the skull. After you've beaten her, then the Eye of a Blood Drunk Hunter will show up in the Hunter's Dream, so make sure you have that. And of course make sure you have the Impurity Rune, which you can get by going to Forbidden Woods and speaking to the guy. He's like in the little room with the elevator right next to the first lantern. Go speak to him. So then go to Cathedral Ward, and we're going to go over where the Top Hat Hunter set is, and we're going to get grabbed by this amygdala, and it's going to take us to the DLC now.
Yeah, so I suppose this gives an actual reason for this happening.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, also make sure you have the old Hunter's Bell from the top of the stairs in Hunter's Dream as well. You should spot that as well. So basically you're going to see that this is like a skewed version of Cathedral Ward, basically, is what we're going to be running through. So some of the item placements you'll probably recognise.
Yeah, but I mean, mostly it's just a weird sort of lumpy version, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
It's also got bits like Yarnum and other areas in it as well.
Yeah.
But for the most part,
combination.
In terms of PvE, this part is probably the hardest, like right at the beginning, simply because you have to deal with these sort of more like NPC hunters, but they're a little bit bigger. So they're not like actual NPCs, but the point is that pretty much all of them are quite difficult.
Yeah, like these guys here, they're definitely a little bit harder than just like basic Wolfman.
Yeah, but
and they do hit kind of hard.
Yeah, and after this area they don't show up. So
yeah, they're only here. So I'm just double checking, make sure I didn't miss anything down there. Now we're going to open up into this big circular area, and there's a couple of hunters there. There's a bunch of wolves, and there's a few items to pick up as well. So yeah, you just got to be careful. Make sure that you're using your Tonitrus, or make sure your Saw Cleaver's fully upgraded if you're still using that, or whatever weapon you're using, because you're going to want to try and take these things down quick.
Yeah, now we should probably mention that before you come into this DLC, you should make sure that you have enough to upgrade one weapon fully.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of what we recommend. If you are going into the DLC following our guide, then you should actually have enough, or near enough, just enough chunks to fully upgrade a weapon.
Yeah.
If not, you can obviously farm for some. But we highly recommend that you have enough to upgrade one weapon fully, because you want to upgrade one of the weapons out of the DLC just to use. But for us, we're going to use the Whirligig Saw because it is fantastic for near enough everything in the DLC.
Yep, and if you're following our build, then you can use the Whirligig right off the bat. Basically, as soon as we grab it, we're going to upgrade it to +9.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a Blood Rock later in the DLC, and we'll have it upgraded to +10 in time for Cos and Lawrence.
Yeah, so it's a fantastic weapon, it's got a really good moveset, and it's just cool as well, so I think everybody will just want to use it to begin with.
Yeah. But we're going to get some good damage out of it, of course, because we're using 30 strength because we use this build for the cannon, and you can parry jump attacks.
Yeah,
there you go.
But, right, so this particular hunter, there's a few of them in this area, and they are actually some of the hardest enemies in the game, just simply because try to figure out what the fuck their parry timings are. You think that you're going to get the parry, but you just don't. And then other times you just
their tracking's also really good.
They do crazy good damage as well, so frankly, just spam off bullets, at least what we're doing, just spamming off bullets till you get the parry, or just make sure you avoid the first attack and then get a couple of hits in, because honestly they don't even stagger like consistently either, so...
Because some enemies in Bloodborne have poise.
Yeah, unlike you.
Yeah, unlike you. So there's a bunch of marksman's knowledge in here, obviously, because it's Cathedral Ward, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Although, thankfully, you only fight these, like I said, these enemies in this area, so you won't have to deal with any of the more powerful hunters anywhere else.
After the first boss, you'll never see these guys ever again.
Yeah.
There's like what, 3 more hunters after that boss? 4? Yeah, 4 more hunters after this boss.
Yeah, and it's not even these kind of hunters either.
Yeah, I know. So now we're going to go back up to this path because there's an item like up on this ledge that we don't want to miss. Yeah. And it's less backtracking as well. But there's some dogs here, so...
Frankly, I prefer the Dobermans.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't like the fucking stupid wolfhounds of the base game. I just think they look like fucking old mops.
Yeah, they kind of do, don't they?
Just 4-legged mops.
They look like a carpet that's been put through a shredder.
Yeah.
And this guy decided that he was going to be kind and just take a bit of a walk for us.
Yeah.
But these guys, like these hunters, I have particular difficulty with because the Beast Hunter's scythe is just that opening dash with the R1 makes it really difficult to tell whether they're dodging into you or whether you can parry it. So
there was another part of the
old hunters set.
Yeah, so bits are just sort of scattered about this area, but we obviously you don't need to worry. We pick up literally everything. So
yeah. So now you'll be familiar with that shortcut if you've played the. I mean, you have to have played at least up to that shortcut to get to the DLC, don't you? So, I hope you're not getting into this DLC at level 40.
Oh yeah, there's another thing. We highly recommend that you are at the very least level 80 before coming here.
Yeah, like, we prefer to enter the DLC just before we fight Gehrman and Moon Presence. So that's after we've done Abriatus, Logarius, like all the optional stuff as well. Just before Gehrman and Moon Presence is when we want to come into the DLC. Yeah, because honestly, this is the hardest shit in the game, easily by a fucking mile, so... Yeah. I mean, Bloodborne is already pretty difficult to begin with, so hopefully with our guide you'll have a much easier time just going with our strategies and stuff, and we should keep you right. Now, funnily enough, the upgraded saw cleaver is actually, it's decent for... This is a +8 saw cleaver, it's not even a +9. Yeah. It's just doing good damage, and I'm only using it because we forgot to repair the Tonitrus again. So now I'm coming back to where that guy with the scythe is, and I just guessed that was an attack, not a dodge, and it's panned out. Worked out well. Yeah. The scythe, by the way, you guys will get that one later on. It's a really fun weapon to use. Yeah. Now right. So now we are heading towards. I fell. We're heading towards one of the toughest enemies in this entire DLC, frankly. Not quite yet. Not quite yet, but soon. And I know who you're talking about. I thought you were talking about the big axe Cthulhu amygdala thing. No, but right, okay, so we're going to be getting a vermin off this enemy that's coming up now. These enemies are, if you've played Demon Souls, then Red-Eyed Knights is essentially all we need to tell you. Yeah. This is what we're coming up to, but if you haven't, then basically Red-Eyed Knights were a thing in Demon Souls where they would just be like the same as normal enemies. They'd be very similar in design and moveset, but they would just have a fuck ton of health and they'd do a fuck ton of damage. Now this guy only appears if you kill one of these beasts. A lot of people think he just jumps down as soon as you come here. He doesn't, so it is also incredibly optional if you don't give a fuck about the... What's the quest line? The League quest line in Volter's quest line, then we highly recommend that you don't even fight this guy because he's just not even worth it, because all he is to get a vermin out of. Now there is 3 enemies in the game, in the DLC, that drop a vermin, and the only way you get a vermin is by playing online. Yeah, so the game does allow you to upgrade the League without playing online. Yeah. So you can do it offline, and this guy is one of the means for doing that. But if you're not doing that, then just fucking ignore him, because it just straight up isn't worth it. He has retarded amounts of health, retarded amounts of damage. Again, he just has that fucking... See, I'm literally just guessing where the parry frames are on this guy just until I find them so I can try and replicate. Yeah. But he just does so much damage.
don't even, there's like no sort of backstab windows or whatever. I suppose maybe with Augur of Abrit you should have an easier time backstabbing.
There will be backstab windows, I just don't want to go get them, because look at the fucking guy.
Yeah.
He's got a hammer that's on fire. I don't want to mess with that. But yeah, so if you've managed to take him down, then make sure he'll drop an item, so wait, pick up that item, and then the vermin drops secondary to that, and that happens with all the red-eyed hunters, so make sure you don't miss any vermin because you just got impatient and didn't wait for the drop.
And just there we got the beast cutter. Now, what we just hit there was a little gun thing, and there's like a platform.
Pressure plate right there, just stood on it.
So if we stand on that without killing the gun, it'll shoot us. So
and this is the last item on this section as well. Now we're going up towards where Lawrence will be later in the game.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I'm going to get fucked up a lot here, aren't I? Oh no, that was in the preliminary, never mind. I tried to do this in the preliminary footage. So what I done there was I ran up the middle of the stairs and then ducked into the left just before the ball would hit me, because it groups all the wolves at the bottom and you can basically play bowling and try and knock them all out in the one go. And I believe that was another part of the old Hunter set, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, so now we're just grabbing this item here, because this guy, there's a guy at the top of the stairs who's basically like the executioners you fought previously, except he buffs himself and then he gets all his attacks to AoEs and he does a fuck ton of damage. So we're pulling him away from the door so that we can run past them and go get the eye pendant thing. I can't remember the exact name of it, but we need that so that we can access
the rest of the level.
The rest of the DLC, basically.
Yeah, so this is
this is the most key item in the DLC without a doubt.
And it's also, I guess, not easy to miss, but I suppose you might just be like, oh fuck it, I'll just ignore it, and then you forget to pick this thing up.
Yeah, you might decide not to go past that guy with the axe right now, but definitely do it. The eye pendant, because that activates an elevator after the first boss that leads us to the rest of the DLC, essentially. So now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're running past this guy because we don't want to deal with him, and there's an item on the left on the way past, so this guy's relatively slow. So just whatever way he turns, just make sure that you take the side that's going to have his back to you the most. So if he looks to the right, go left. He looks to the left, go right. And coming up here, we should have more guns to deal with as well, so now you should be safe standing in here, and then just time it for when the shots go past. You can just walk around. Apart from that one, apparently. Yeah.
So there's a bunch of guns on this. It's not even really difficult. You don't do anywhere near enough damage to make this sort of even slightly intimidating.
Yeah.
And for some reason,
this gun glitched out. Yeah, like it broke. You can look at the footage.
This happened the last time.
It broke, but it stayed up. I didn't see it break when we were playing, but apparently it did.
Don't know what the deal is with it.
Yeah. I did see it. I seen it break right there, but I didn't see it when I was playing because it was like corner of the screen. So I do, and then this guy's standing on a plate so that when you attack him, you get shot in the back.
Already, I would consider that the DLC's now gotten slightly easier.
Yeah.
Because
after this guy,
the Red Eye Hunters aren't even, the other ones aren't even as hard as the first one that you had to fight. So
yeah. So the reason why I'm using the Hunter's Bone there is because those guys are throwing the delayed Molotovs, so they land the ground, then they blow up, and there's also a guy with a boom hammer, so I'm just trying to like squeeze out as many frames. It wasn't necessary, no, but it didn't not help. That is the key thing that we take away from that.
Now, bearing in mind that the non-Red Eye Boomhammer guys aren't anywhere near as hard.
Yeah,
I mean, they are still difficult, but they're way more difficult.
They have the same moveset, but they're less durable.
Yeah. And I really think it's the durability of the other red-eyed one that makes them difficult, because
you've got more time to fuck up.
Exactly.
You get more time for it to land its combo.
Now, luckily for you, the beginning of the DLC offers you about 6 or so chunks before Ludwig.
Yeah.
So you can use them. You don't fully need 16 chunks before you come into the DLC. You only need about 10 because the game gives you 6 before the first boss. So if you were following our guide and only upgraded the 2 weapons, then you should have
spare chunks, yeah. You should have spare chunks right now. So just grab that and run, by the way.
Yeah.
We just want to mention, make sure you grab that and immediately turn tail and run, because it's going to explode and we get fucked over by it twice in the Let's Play.
Now, something that I want to mention is, although you don't need the Whirligig-Saw, it is fantastic. However, like, to be fair, like I said, the Saw Cleaver can actually like deal with pretty much anything in the DLC fairly well, honestly. It's a very versatile weapon.
It's just really good. Like, I'd rather use the Saw Cleaver here than the Torrentress because it's faster. This guy usually dodges every second attack, so I'm just trying to catch him with a transform every now and again. And this guy, of course, is using the Beast Claws, so don't let him combo you, because each successive hit does more damage. So just try to avoid his combos. But he normally dodges immediately after you hit him once, so try and catch him with the Sock Lever transforms if you're using it.
He isn't even that particularly hard, honestly.
He's just... He's like greased up. It's just tough to catch him.
Yeah. I'd say he's still easier than the Canehurst Crow guy.
Yeah, because the Canehurst Crow guy will just fucking two-shot you with his gun.
Yeah. Prick.
So if you get this guy in the corner, then it's pretty much plain sailing. You just need to keep R1ing and L1ing him, basically. Try and combo 100%. In as many transforms. If you're using the Sock Lever, try and combo in as many transforms as you can, because you get more damage, etc, etc. But he dropped the badge that lets you buy the Boom Hammer.
Yeah. The Boom Hammer is not really that great.
Nah, it's not like the Tonitrus, where you buff the Tonitrus and then it stays buffed for a few seconds. The Boom Hammer, it's you buff it and it only is buffed for one attack, so it's just not as usable, and I just really don't like it, to be honest. I think it's one of the weaker weapons of the game, just because all of its damage comes from the buff, but it doesn't keep the buff longer than a single hit.
Yeah, so right now we are going to unlock the first shortcut.
Yeah,
now,
that's priority number 1 here.
Something to mention is that these lickers, or I don't know what the fuck they're called, the stupid bug things.
They're easier than Canehurst.
Yeah, so don't be super intimidated, because frankly it's not worth being intimidated over them, because like I said, they're easier than Canehurst, so you can't just run past them without them doing their fucking bullshit attacks that they have in Canehurst.
And this is Simo.
Yeah, Simon.
So we passed by him there, but basically he's gonna give you a few lines of dialogue about, are you chasing nightmares or some shit like that, and you're just gonna be, yeah, sure.
He's basically just lore man. However, he has an amazing weapon on him. You can kill him and fight him now to get Simon's Bowblade.
Or if you're patient, you can play out his quest line and you end up getting the Bowblade and the Blood Letter.
Yeah. So of course we're going to show you his quest.
Yeah, but you can fight him now, but later on he just gives it to you without any, like, you don't need to fight him or anything like that. All you have to do is just get to a certain point in the game and you get it. It's that simple. It's not like you really have to do anything with him. You don't need to summon him. You don't need to do any of that. He just moves as the story progresses in game.
I'm not sure. I think you need to do his quest to get the key that he drops, so I'm going to look up that now.
Yeah, you have to fight with a Blood Letter NPC to get the key that he drops. But that's fine, because you guys are going to do that because you're going to follow what we do, and we do that. See? We're going to 100% this game together. You'll see. And if you haven't got Platinum yet, by the way, now would be a good time to tell you to go do the dungeons. Because you need to do the dungeons to get Platinum. So what does the book say? Because it's been wrong about a few things. I think he just shows up randomly in places based on how far you progress the story. Because he shows up after you beat Ludwig, and then he shows up again in Fishing Hamlet.
Right, so if you kill him, he'll drop his Bowblade, but if you kill him, you'll get the key in the same spot as he appears as just dead.
Right, okay. So, kill him or wait, and you don't need to kill him because he kills himself.
Yeah, I mean, it literally does.
You may as well just wait unless you want the Bowblade. Like, unless you're going at the DLC at level 40 and you're making a Blood Tinge build and you just want the Bowblade, then yeah, nuke the bastard.
Yeah.
On the spot.
Yeah.
But
launch the fucking cannon.
Otherwise, if you guys are renting it with us at like level 80 or anything like that, then you may as well just wait, because by now you've already got your main weapon at this point, unless it's a DLC weapon, of course. You've already got your main weapon. So, you know, you may as well just wait it out and do his quest. So we're just checking our gems, make sure the Tonitrus is the best that it can be, because it is our main damage dealer for now, anyway. And then it's going to be retired and never used again. Because Whirligig's the best weapon in the game for PvE.
Okay, it's still not bad, but again, Whirligig is just so much better than anything else.
It just does so much damage.
So, contrary to our other videos saying that Arcane is shit, overall the damage...
No, it's still shit, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't have its uses.
Yeah.
So, we're going to go 18 Arcane.
Because this is going to help you so fucking much.
Yeah. You get to use the Augur Rebritus, which helps with backstabbing costs, for one.
Yeah.
And it is like, I believe it is the quickest way to set up a backstab is using the Augur, because it like insta locks them into the visceral animation. So I'm pretty sure that that's the fastest in the game. So we're going to utilise that for cost, because cost is also a slippery bastard.
Yeah.
And he fucked us up like 5 times, 6 times today when we're trying to record the cost part of the guide.
Yeah, even after we know how to beat him, he's still difficult, so...
Yeah, I mean, I know how to beat Maria, and she still fucked me 4 times today as well.
Exactly.
Didn't die to 11 failures today, though. That's a plus. Yamamura fucked them, though!
It's always a bad day. But right, okay, so now we are going to just get some items, and then we'll be doing a little bit of backtracking.
Yeah, I think the next item's Constable Gloves. I think it is right here, yeah, Constable's Gloves. So that's part of Volter's set, which we're going to get all of that, and we're going to let you guys decide whether you want his helmet to be just like the tin helmet, or whether you want the named version of it, like the alternate version. But we're going to show you how to get both anyway. The only thing we can't show you is him being called Volter the Beast Hunter. Or whatever it is that he's called, because the game physically won't let us get enough vermin to show you unless we go online, and we've always done these guides on an offline basis if possible.
Yeah.
So we will get the 5 vermin that you need to get to that stage, yes. We just won't be able to show you the name change, but you guys will be able to see all of that if you've got any spare bosses that you can summon Volter for. Or if you go online and someone else does it.
Yeah. But I plan on putting that at the beginning of the video at some point, so you'll probably already know this, sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, so get that Wandering Nightmare, because again it's chunks and you really want some chunks.
A lot of the Wandering Nightmares in this game drop you, in this DLC.
Almost all of them.
Almost all of them drop you 2 or 3 chunks. Oh, this guy, by the way, the reason why we're going around the rock is because you want the Gatling gun on the outside.
Yeah.
Just because his tracking is... Him turning to the left is worse than him turning to the right. So we want him turning left all the time so that his gun can't keep up. And when you back off enough, he's going to do like a dashing or a rolling attack. That's your chance to dash and hit him a few times with the Tarnishes, like right there.
Yeah, I mean, this guy on NG Plus is an absolute fucking nightmare.
It's because the gun like full shots you and it's a minigun.
Yeah, so watch out for that. However, in normal new game, should be okay.
Yeah, just do your best to keep the rock on your left side and keep rotating around it to your left. So keep going clockwise with him. As you can see, his tracking's really bad right here, whereas if he's going the other way, he like flicks. If you're going counterclockwise, he flicks to the side, so it's a little bit quicker. So we're just abusing the fact that their pathing is bad.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's another bad pathing that we abuse later on in the game as well.
Funnily enough, they're actually related NPCs, apparently. But
yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, this guy on NG isn't really that difficult. Like, I was gonna be like, oh god, what if he's a pain in the ass in normal new game from New Game Plus? But nah, he's actually okay. So.
Okay, so right here, we're just gonna book it.
Yeah.
Because there's a bunch of items in here, but there's also a Blood-Starved Beast.
And we don't care about the Blood-Starved Beast.
We don't care, because it doesn't drop anything, so we're just grabbing these 2 items. Now, there's 3 items in this cave. As soon as we land, there's one to the right of us as soon as we land, and then there's those 2 right in front of us as well. So I'm just looking at the map right now to double check exactly where they are, because the Blood-Starved Beast is right there, and for some reason I just get stuck. Just because Blood Balls, fuck it. Just get stuck in the environment.
Endless clutter. So there was the Amygdala arm, which is a cool strength weapon.
Yeah, so I seen Blood-Starved Beast there warming up his dash swipe, so I was like, fuck it, I'm dodging. Because you just don't take your eyes off the Blood-Starved Beast, because it has that dashing attack, it has its grab,
Even
it can
though we're
really
literally
fuck
not
you up.
looking at it, as you said.
Well, not right now, but like when you're right next to it, yes, pay attention to it, like I did where I got out of the way.
Honestly, at this point though, that Blood-Starved Beast is about as strong as the one at the beginning of the game, so...
You could probably kill it in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, you could probably kill it, but honestly, we just can't be fucked because you really don't need to.
Not even a couple of minutes. It'd be like fighting just any other mini-boss.
Right, so...
We Hunters marked.
Stephen fucks up so badly at this point, so we're going to explain how you're actually meant to do this next part. Yeah. Because Stephen just thinks that running in and going ham was the best option.
To be fair, it worked the first time.
It did, because if you have the old Hunter's Bone, you can just dodge it if you're fast enough, but you shouldn't even be doing that.
Did you put that in here, yeah?
No, because that was on the preliminary.
Okay, well, it's going to be in here now.
Basically, don't do this.
No.
What you want to do...
I ran in and got stuck.
Yeah. What you want to do is you want to run into the cave. There's one in the cave. You kill that because it's 1-on-1, and again, they're not difficult. And then you want to hit one and bait it into the cave. Now, you'll see them run into the cave at the end and then try and emulate this, and you'll kind of see what we mean. But running in and just try to kill them is just fucking stupid. Now, as you can see, they bust into blood, which is kind of cool. But, yeah, so...
Only when they're full.
Now,
the other ones are empty.
We're running into the cave now.
So there would be one in here, but I already killed that.
No. The one, it's that one there. It's got fucked up pathing, and it can't get back. Another one can't get back, so...
Alright, so I just got lucky.
Yeah, oh wait, okay, maybe those ones, because there was 3 there, so you've killed one, which might be the one in the cave. But the point is though, you want to hit one, run into the cave, and you'll bait it into the cave. You can kill it there, and then just repeat that till you've got one left, and just kill that.
I'm just so sick of fighting these fucking things. I hate them.
And then at that point, you go and pick up the constable's trousers.
Yeah, they would be like right there on this clothed body right here.
Yeah.
I managed to grab it in the mayhem. But the old hunter's bone, you can just run in and just grab it and get out, and they won't even touch you, because I've done that in our practice guide.
But we don't recommend doing that, honestly.
Nah. To be honest, the reason I tried it was just a what if I can.
Yeah.
And I found out that I can't. Limitations, it's good to know them.
So we've got some dogs here. Just
more dog AI.
Dogs.
Yep.
And in at the left there is where the bell ringing maiden will be if you decide to use the red bell for some fucking reason.
Or if you summon someone and the bell maiden shows up because you're going online, Tony. You know?
Yeah, that's also true. So there's also a soul packet there as well.
Yeah. And then in on the left, there's a couple of enemies in there, but you just don't need to worry about them right now. Just try and deal with these crows, because there's a hunter there who won't deal with the crows, and the crows won't deal with the hunter, so just try and pick them off and then deal with the hunter. Basically.
Now, at
typical
this point,
Bloodborne.
Right, there is a lantern that we want to get to, but we don't want to do everything just before the lantern, because there's one of those red-eyed hunters, and if we do that, we're going back quite far.
Yeah.
And this is sort of close to the next lantern, so we want to get that lantern first, and then if we die, it means that we're slightly further ahead as opposed to being slightly further behind, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and anyway, even if you do die here, all you have to do is just run past the bloodlickers, because we've got that shortcut next to Simo.
Yeah. So
I'm never not going to call him Simo.
Just the French version of Simon.
I like French Simon.
So now you can kill these guys.
Yeah. Robert Ross. So yeah, now you can take care of these guys, because you're not going to get like ganged up on by the crows and the hunter from down here.
Now we're actually killing them all now, because there's a red-eye hunter that we want to fight mano a mano, and with all the other enemies it's just a total pain in the ass.
Just in case he does fall down here, we don't want to fight everything at once, because he also uses the hunter's scythe, which makes him inherently a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And coming over here, I think it's the constable's garb.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes you look like a little policeman.
Sneaky, but we've played enough Dark Souls to know where they'd put an item like that.
We also had the guide, but not the point.
Oh, we found that in the Let's Play without the guide, so we spotted that earlier, there's a hole in that fence.
Okay, so if we go left, that takes us to that hunter that we're talking about.
But we're not going to do that, we're going to get the lantern.
Because the lantern's literally like 10 seconds away.
Yes.
And I don't know what the fuck you're doing right there.
I get stuck on some environment.
You got stuck on nothing.
No, I get stuck in the environment there, but I'm just always check that wall. I know there's nothing there, but I can't help but look anyway, just in case.
Picking up that madman's knowledge, ignoring this enemy because fuck him.
Yep, lantern is priority.
Yeah.
Because otherwise all this progress has been lost.
Now there is 3 summons in this area. You can summon 2 or you can summon 1. Right, so we're going to go back there. But right, we're going to go down these stairs now, because then there's another red-eye hunter.
Wandering Nightmare as well right at the start. So run around the outside of the right of it, and it'll stop it running towards the hunter, and then you can... Because it always runs away from you, so try and get in front of it and direct it into a wall.
Now you may have seen for like literally half a second that just behind that wall where the Wandering Nightmare... So if you just literally turn around the now, you'll see that that's an NPC that you can summon. She's actually not bad, however...
If you're wearing Impurity Rune, right?
No, that's a non-Impurity Rune.
Oh, that's just a non-Impurity Rune.
So if you don't have the Impurity Rune, you can summon her.
Or if you can't see it, probably take a Madman's Knowledge, because you need at least 1 insight to see.
It's 1 insight to summon.
Yeah, but you need at least 1 insight to see the NPC signs.
Apparently that's not the case for Impurity. With Impurity, you can see them, but you just can't summon them.
Yeah.
Anyway, right, so picking this up, and we're going to drop attack that guy.
He jumped off, so now I'm going to fuck his day up, and all his crows. Bam.
So this is probably the easiest of the 3 red-eyed hunters. And we'll obviously get a vermin off that guy, like we said. Again, to reiterate, the vermin is used to level up the league. Quote-unquote covenant thing is about as much as a covenant is going to get in this game.
So we got a gem from that guy as well, because he's a kind-hearted individual.
Now, again, making the point that you can summon that 1 NPC without Impurity, but with Impurity, you can summon 2 NPCs. One we're going to...
the boss.
Yeah, and we're going to show you where both of those NPCs are.
So
and they will completely fucking destroy the boss. We're going to just tell you right now, there is literally no reason to do this boss without a summon, because there's no downside to it.
Yeah.
At all.
So we just picked up the Whirligig, which, as we said, is going to be our main weapon of choice, because it just does so much fucking damage.
Oh, insane.
And it's straight up physical damage, so it means that if you can use it through all the NG pluses, because split damage gets worse as you go ahead. So it's just fantastic. And do you know what really annoys me about this fight? Is you probably already noticed, but the field of view has changed. It's now much wider, and it's now much tougher to tell distance properly, which is really throwing me off a lot, because I'm used to the fixed field of view. But no, it's fine. And this guy's attacks as well, they're kind of hard to... It's hard to get the timing first time for the dodges. I just didn't get the visceral for no reason there.
So, luckily we got him, and then you forgot to pick up the Vermin immediately after.
I know, but there's the Beast Hunter's Scythe.
It's a good weapon. It's basically just an alternate version of the...
It's like a saw cleaver burial blade hybrid.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
It's amazing. I wish it had the shing from the burial blade though, because like that's the only reason I use the burial blade.
Just the shing.
It's baller, it's swag.
Right, so that's us got literally everything up until this point.
You can use the swag scythe while you wear your swag rag for the DLC. Oh, and there's an armor set in here. So because this guy's already been pulled out from when we got to the lantern, because now of course we've came back round after getting the whirligig, gonna run in here, grab this, and then Hunter's Mark back to the lantern.
And as you can see, that's one of the summons that you can get now. That's like one of the impurity rune summons.
That's the Medaris twin, isn't it?
Yeah, and you can only see him if you're wearing the impurity rune.
So because we lit this lantern with the Hunter's Mark, we show up there and it saves us running past two of those big fucking guys. Feel free to fight them, but you're just frustrating yourself.
Yeah, I mean, honest to God, like, we're just going to say it how it is. There's just certain things that there's just no point in fighting because they're just frustrating to fight.
Yeah.
And you don't get, it's not like they drop a cool item or whatever, you just no point in
So, now that we've got Arcane up to 18, the next stage in our build personally is Strength to 50. Not Strength, sorry, Vitality to 50.
Yeah.
So 10 points in Vit, and we're going to have 7 levels left afterwards, so the end plan for the build would be Endurance up to 30, then raise Arcane to 20 so that we can get some use out of the Moonlight Sword, because we're a Strength / Arcane build now in a sense.
But I mean, you can do whatever you want. Those last 7 points can actually change the build up quite significantly. So you
you can
choose
put them in. You can bring skill up to 20, and now you're a quality build. You can put them into Blood Tinge, and now you're just a jack of all trades, I guess.
Slightly,
except skill weapons, I guess.
Yeah.
It'd let you use strength. It'd let you use strength and Blood Tinge weapons, as well as you'd still have the utility of Arcane with like the old Hunter's Bone and stuff like that, and the Beast Roar.
So let's do like a little bit of everything you said.
Yeah. Or if you don't level up to 50 Vitality, then you've got 17 levels to spend, and that literally changes the build.
Yeah,
completely.
So you can do whatever.
That's a whole new hybrid investment. So,
I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to get like fully invested into skill or Blood Tinge, but that's not really an issue.
You could spend those 10 points in strength instead and put yourself into a full strength build, and you'll get even more damage out your whirligigs, out your Kirk Hammers and shit, out your Logarius Wheel and stuff like that. But yeah, so our direction for the build is going to be 50 Vitality, bring Arcane up, and then bring Endurance up afterwards, and that's pretty much us finished for this build. Yeah, now something you can do is if you want those chunks, but you can't be fucked farming, you can just pop all your Madman's knowledge and then just buy like what, 20?
Yeah. So
20 insight a chunk.
You can just buy as many chunks as you need, or you could save that up for the blood rock, but you do get the blood rock.
We would say
cost, so.
Right, you can do that, but keep about 10 insight on you if you want to do the vermin thing. You're gonna need the insight to summon NPCs, and we know that NPCs aren't always reliable, even though in the DLC they're actually pretty fucking good overall in the DLC. But just in case you get like a few Snake Eyes dice rolls like a few times in a row, you know, make sure you've got some spare insight just in case. And so we went back, we upgraded the whirligig, so it's at +9 right now, and as you can see it's just shredding shit. And this guy will always drop 5 or 6 vials.
Yeah.
So we like that guy.
Yeah, that guy's pretty cool.
He's good for vial farming just because you can just go there, hit him, leave. Go there, hit him, leave. But really the best place for vial farming is going to be Murgo's Middle, yeah. A couple of moon runes, and that's 90,000 blood echoes. Done.
So we're summoning Volter. Now, we don't need to show you the footage for Volter. Volter will almost single-handedly beat him for you. So long as you at least take some heat off him to heal himself, he'll pretty much fucking annihilate Ludwig.
If you follow our build as well, at this point you can use the choir bell. So if you need to heal Volter, you can just chance it, get close, ring the choir bell. It'll heal him pretty much all the way up to full health.
Yeah.
So now I'm just doing a quick double take here to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I felt like there was an item that I didn't pick up.
Nah, but there wasn't.
There wasn't. It's just that.
Now, remember, you can have Volter and the Medaris twin. However, I think
to get the Medaris twin, you'd have to deal with those guys though, because then the AI is going to make her fight those.
However, I think Volter is easily more than enough. Now we're going to show you our footage of us fighting Volter single-handedly. All this really does is just
Ludwig
show you
single-handedly.
Ludwig single-handedly. Now, all this really does is just show you how good the whirligig saw is. We are kind of sloppy about it. However, there's one specific attack, which is just basically that attack there. His main sort of big swipe with his arm. You just basically want to dodge into that arm and then just hit his back legs and just keep wailing on him.
Yeah, I'm overusing the L2s here. Really, the real strength from the whirligig comes from the dashing R1 combos.
Oh yeah.
That's the real strength from it because it's a really fast combo. But I'm trying to grind him with the L2s to break his poise down. Best not to do that because it does a fuck ton of damage on its own anyway. But right here you can see me grinding and I end up hitting him for 2.5 grand total.
Yeah. Now, again, using the saw cleaver is actually still completely viable against this guy.
Yeah, you just have to get in a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Now that attack there leaves him open quite a bit because he's stuck in that animation.
Yeah. Now, initially when we were playing this guy on NG+, he was such a huge issue.
He just done so much damage.
Yeah, but he's actually not so difficult as long as you're at the appropriate level. I think that's probably the biggest thing that we can say. Again,
you want to have at least 40 vitality, at least, and you want to have a good investment in your main damage stat anyway.
It's not even so much that, it's more being level 80 gives you that level 80 defense, like passive defense.
So now you take even less damage.
Yeah, so as you can see, even though we're playing sloppily, we're taking manageable damage off him. Except from that, I can't believe he even dodged that to begin with. But,
magic, mate.
Yeah.
Just magic. That was one of those just, Jesus, take the wheel. So this one here, you're going to wait for the blood drops, and you're going to want to dodge after the third one lands. You'll figure out the timing after a few tries, but it's just like a half second as after the blood drops. You want to dodge, and he'll miss you with that. Just make sure the blood drops are behind you.
Now, as you can see, you've done like a big swipey attack there. Honestly, so you wait for the first one, you dodge into the second one. However, if you want super in-depth, like what attack does what, then we highly recommend you go watch VatiVidia's guide. We were going to try and do something equally as good as him, but he literally done it perfect, so there's almost nothing we could have done to improve on.
Yeah. Now at this stage in Ludwig, you do need to be careful being up close and personal with him, especially in front of him, because he doesn't do as much damage in this stage, sure, but his combos are faster. Like if he hits you with the first swipe, he's going to hit you with that second one as well. It's a really fast combo. He's got some really low hitboxes as well, but I managed to break his poise with the whirligig, so we're going to take the visceral and then we're going to fuck him up a little bit. This attack here, now you want to be really careful because what's going to happen is he's going to slam the ground and then that beam is just going to travel endlessly until it hits a wall. Or if it does hit a wall, it's just going to stay active until it fades.
Luckily, it is telegraphed to absolute fuck, which is probably like it's the biggest problem to get hit with. It doesn't really have particularly many attacks that are going to cause you a big issue.
This AoE,
but that's not a thing.
He throws a few beams out like so, but that's just some timing. I mean, I missed the timing, yes, but this is stuff that you'll naturally pick up, or like your muscle memory and instinct will probably take over for most of it as well. But yeah, that's pretty much just shows you how insane the fucking whirligig is.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, it's a serrated weapon. He's a beast.
It does more damage to beasts.
And you can buff it with fire, so it does the fire tick, and he's weak to fire. Well, that's like he's not necessarily weak to fire, but it's his weakest element anyway.
Yeah, it's his lowest resistance, his lowest defense.
Frankly, it's the perfect weapon for killing him, to be honest.
Now, the next thing that we're going to do after we grab these valves, of course, is... Now, we leave here because this is the test.
No, I'm still using the test.
You're still using the test?
The test footage was the more relevant one to use anyway.
Alright, okay, so we're going to show you Simon's part in this.
So basically, what you can do is you can... Well, we're going to level up first, so we're going to do that and we'll tell you when we go back.
Yeah.
But basically, you can do an optional part of Simon's Quest at this point. Basically, just to do Simon's Quest, just talk to him the first time and then he'll show up the last time.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm pretty sure he shows up last time no matter what. Yeah. But the point is that this is one of the ways where you get the Moonlight Sword, but frankly, you just hit Ludwig's head and you get the sword anyway.
Yeah, there's 3 ways to get it then.
Yeah.
You can hit Ludwig and he'll drop it, because his head will be there, like just to the side of the lantern. Then you'll be able to pick it up off his body. If you're wearing part of the church set, so which black or white church garb or gas coins, then it opens up a dialogue option where he asks you where his church hunters, the noble warriors, he wanted them to be. If you say yes, he'll happy, he'll die peacefully, he'll give you the Moonlight Sword. If you say no,
it goes mental.
He goes crazy and Simon shows up to finish him off.
Yeah.
And then you can take the, you'll see like Simon's bow blade arrow in his head, and then you can take it from there. I don't know why you included this footage, but there's a guy over here that has a health bar. I don't know why you put this in.
I thought I cut this bit out. You must have had more then.
No. There's like nothing here.
Oh well, I suppose they can wait, can't they? Okay, so now we're gonna do it. Yeah, apparently now we're not gonna do it.
Simon's not here, Tony.
Yeah. We do it, like... See? Okay, so put any part of the church garb on, or any part of any church garb on.
Yeah, so gas coins included.
Yeah. Then talk to him, and now we say that...
We say that they did, because we're wearing the... Oh no.
We say no, so he was mental.
And then Simo?
Yeah, so... Again, if you say yes, it'll give you the bow blade. If you kill him, it'll give you the bow blade. Not the bow blade, the moonlight sword. And then if you say no, he comes up, gives you a little bit of dialogue. And
if you reload the area.
Yeah.
So we quit reload and we cut out the screens. But there you go, holy moonlight sword. And you see the bow blade arrow in Ludwig's face.
Yeah.
But that's pretty much it for this first part, guys. The next part will be covering... it'll be Living Failures, Maria and the Research Hall.
Yep.
So... That's going to be another lengthy part, but we'll get every item in there as well, and it's a pretty smooth run overall. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the Research Hall episode.
Yeah. See you.